The royal groom of the stool was a highly coveted position. Far from being a menial servant, the groom of the stool, or groom of the king's close stool, held one of the most intimate and powerful positions in the Tudor court. This courtier was responsible for assisting the king in his personal hygiene, including defecation. He would attend the king when he used his close stool, a commode or portable toilet, and be responsible for the washing and drying. Why was it coveted? Because this person had unparalleled, unrestricted access to the king. The privacy and trust established during these intimate moments meant the groom often became the king's most confidential advisor, managing the privy purse, the king's personal finances, and acting as a conduit for sensitive information and petitioners. Individuals who held this post, such as Sir Henry Norreys and Sir Anthony Denny under Henry VIII, wielded significant political influence. The title's prestige was entirely derived from proximity and trust, not the nature of the task itself, highlighting the importance of personal access in Tudor governance. 2. Henry VIII's great ship, the Mary Rose, sank due to a simple oversight. While the sinking of the Mary Rose in 1545 during the Battle of the Solent is well known, the accepted reason for its sudden capsizing is a fascinating detail. It wasn't primarily a cannonball hit that doomed the ship. Instead, it seems to have sunk due to a combination of overloading and a lapse in basic seamanship. On that day, the Mary Rose was overloaded with extra soldiers, nearly 400, and supplies, making her less stable. After firing her starboard cannons at the French fleet and preparing to turn, the ship heeled, tilted too far to the side in a sudden gust of wind. In the rush of battle, the gun ports on the lower deck, which were only about 16 inches above the waterline when fully loaded, were likely left open. When the ship heeled over, water flooded in rapidly through these open ports, overwhelming the vessel and sinking it within minutes. The fact that an otherwise magnificent warship was lost due to failing to secure its gun ports speaks volumes about the chaotic nature of naval warfare and command under pressure. 3. Early privateering was a form of state-sanctioned piracy. During the reigns of Elizabeth III and her successors, English maritime expansion was heavily supported by privateers, captains like Sir Francis Drake, who were essentially pirates operating with a royal license. These licenses, known as letters of marque and reprisal, allowed private individuals to attack and seize the ships and cargo of enemy nations, primarily Spain and Portugal, on behalf of the crown. This wasn't just a side hustle, it was a core part of England's foreign policy and economy. The spoils, often Spanish gold and silver from the Americas, were shared with the crown, filling the royal treasury and funding further defense and expansion. This state-sponsored theft was crucial in crippling Spanish trade and funding the English Navy, demonstrating how blurred the lines were between legitimate warfare, trade, and piracy in the 16th century. 4. The invention of Tudor gardens revolutionized landscaping. The concept of the highly structured geometric garden that we associate with the era, known as the knot garden, was a major innovation of the Tudor period. Influenced by Italian and French Renaissance design, these gardens were not just random arrangements of flowers. They were a deliberate demonstration of human control over nature, and often contained symbolic and allegorical meanings. Knot gardens featured low hedges, often boxwood or rosemary, intricately woven into precise symmetrical patterns that resembled woven fabric or knots. These patterns were then filled with different colored gravel, sand, or flowers. They reflected the Tudor obsession with order, hierarchy, and displaying wealth. Furthermore, the development of these gardens fueled a boom in botanical study, as new plants from newly explored territories began to be incorporated into English landscaping. 5. Tudor law forbade the lower classes from playing most sports. The Tudors, concerned about military readiness and social unrest, passed several acts restricting what commoners could do in their spare time. The Unlawful Games Act of 1541, reaffirming earlier legislation, prohibited most working-class men from participating in popular sports like bowls, tennis, dice, cards, and even football. The stated reasoning was to ensure men spent their leisure time practicing archery, which was essential for national defense, and that they wouldn't waste money gambling. These laws were class-based. Nobles and gentry could play in private, enclosed spaces like tennis courts within their estates. This detail underscores the Tudor government's highly controlled approach to leisure, and its belief that a disciplined populace, skilled with the longbow, was a matter of ennui.